guys, welcome to MoonChild Serendipity Tarot. So today we will continue with the one-on-one relationship readings for BTS members. I think this is gonna be the 18th one that we're doing. We're almost there, almost done with this series. It has been a huge goal, or like a huge task that I set for myself, but I'm so glad that I'm almost done with it. It has been fun and very interesting. I've learned a lot of things along the way. So today, well, before we start the readings, and I always forget, but just the usual warning, this is not about ship at all. I'm merely looking at the energetic connection between two people and two souls, and I don't cherry pick the card, or I don't sugarcoat anything. So I'm just gonna basically tell everything that I get from the cards. Yeah, that's it. So if there is anything that doesn't go along with you, just leave it. You don't have to believe in everything I say. Yeah, that's it. And we only have like I think 4 pairs left in this jar, so we're just gonna pick one. So who are we having today? Hope Day. Oh, it's so nice. It's J-Hope and Taehyung, Hosok and Taehyung, J-Hope and V. Let me tell you something, because I always do like pre-meditation before I do any readings, right? And when I was doing this meditation, I kind of like shuffle the decks and see what kind of energies each deck is picking up on today. And funny enough, all of them kind of like all of the cards came out that kind of made me, I was like, oh my god, this is Taehyung, definitely Taehyung's energy. And some of them was like, oh my god, this is Taehyung's energy. And then we've got Hope Day. It's like, it's not a coincidence. I kind of saw it coming. So yes, let's get into it. We're gonna move this oracle cards aside. I'm gonna be using this one on the overall energy of that connection. This one gonna be on Taehyung's perspective, and this one's gonna be on Hope's perspective. I will also insert the spread explaining how this reading works for the tarot cards. But yeah, let's get into it. So when we're looking at their overall connection of their relationship, we're looking at the past, present, and future energies. So for the past, it's like how it started out for them, how was it between them when they first met, or like when they first established their friendship or connection. And then if we're lucky enough, we will see how the energy played out up until this point, and then we can see what are the current energy, and then from the past and the current energy, we kind of like have a little bit of prediction for the future energy. So for the first card, it's gonna be like the past situation, or how was it in the past between Taehyung and J-Hope? How did it start out for them? How did it start out for them? What am I saying? So Taehyung and Hosok. What was it like for them from the beginning? Whoops. We've got the 7 of coins, 7 of pentacles in reverse. And we also have the world in reverse. So with this true card, I feel like at first they didn't really get along very well at first. They were kind of like respecting each other's boundaries, and like territory kind of things like that. So they each had different I would say standards, but it's not really standards. It's like the limitations or the boundaries that, or the walls that they built around themselves. And when they first met each other, or when they first started working together in BTS, they kind of like they had those walls between them, and they they respected that between themselves, and there was like just, you know, like just imagine their houses are next to each other, and there's this fence in between them. They would kind of like talk to each other, play with each other, but each one in their own garden, like so they just communicate over the fence. They didn't dare to go like past the fence. They like there wasn't enough. The connection between them at first wasn't strong enough for them to, you know, step out of their comfort zone, or like invite the other person into their own personal bubble. So that was how it started out for them. But then oh no, this is not the world. Why did I say the world? This is the Wheel of Fortune. No, it totally gave me the vibe of the world at the first, but yeah, it's the Wheel of Fortune. What happened to me? But anyway, it's still it gave me the same vibes. I want to say something. So like when I look at this card here, like the image here, I felt like yeah, they sure had the boundaries and they had the walls between them, the fences, but then they kind of knew that they had to walk through it. They had to somehow try to break down those walls for them to get closer to each other, and also for it to be better for the relationship or the partnership that they're working on as part of BTS. So for the, you know, the common goals, or for the collective harmonies of the whole group, they knew that they have to go and try and, you know, like ease into each other's territory. And also I feel like it was kind of inevitable for them to get closer to each other. It took them possibly a while longer compared to other duos, compared to some other duos, to, you know, really break down the ice between them. Yeah, it was a long process. So now we're looking at how's it going now, like at the current situation between Taehyung and J-Hope. What is the situation between them now? Okay. Anyway, we've got the Lovers. This is always like one of the cards that I would not necessarily expect to appear in this kind of reading, because as I said, this is not about shift, and I'm only looking at like energetic connection, blah blah blah, and I don't want people to come at me for like, I don't know, for like malicious assumptions or anything like that. But we've got the Lovers, and what can I say about these Lovers? Of course we're gonna have a look at other cards as well, but this is the current energy, and this is the very center of these readings. So the Lovers not necessarily always about love, about like romantic love. I just read like a whole article about the meanings of the Lovers in a tarot card the other day, and no, maybe like 30% of the situation that it was talking about real romantic love, especially when you do a reading like specifically on love situation, then it is about romantic connection. But if it's in just like a connection readings, that it's not necessarily about romantic love, It's just about like a really harmonious connection between two souls, and it's all about choice. The keyword of the lovers is not love, it's actually choice. So they choose to, you know, these two people, two cats, if we can say it in this deck, they choose to be together. Like they choose to, you know, they were walking on different paths, but then they met at this crossroad, and there was like, I choose to be with you, and I trust you, and I want to walk this path with you. It is my choice. It doesn't happen by chance. It is not fated or destined. It is what we choose to do. So what I feel like about this, together with these two cards here, I felt like, yes, they've walked their way through it. Hosok and Taehyung, they've worked really hard to build that relationship, and now they completely trust each other. It's just a really nice and harmonious connection between them. They really understand each other. They really love each other a lot. There's a lot of love and support in this connection, and lots of understandings and lots of like sharings of thoughts and comfort, and it's like a really mutual exchange of emotions, and what like even spiritual connection as well. But the love is not too much about spiritual connections. It's more about like emotions, and yeah, they choose. It's not that they were perfect at the start. Like it wasn't that they clicked when they met, but they walked their way through it, and they kind of like changed themselves, or they kind of walked their ways through these connections, and then finally they met at this point, at this current point, where they feel completely comfortable around each other, and they feel completely like safe, and I'm hearing like serene around each other. They don't have to think about anything, they don't have to worry, they don't have to stress. They always know that the other person is going to be there for them. There's complete trust and understanding, and just mutual exchange of emotions between them, which is like, it's beautiful. I love this card. Like the colors, I love the color palette of this card. Just like this greenery makes you feel so like youthful and hopeful. So yeah, there's like they're working very well together now, and there's just something really calm and smooth about this energy. So I would say, like, for now, at the moment, with the current energies, the relationship or the connection between Taehyung and Hosok sphere is very calm, it's very relaxing, very smooth, and it's very healing as well. They can always count on each other. Yeah, it's great. And we're looking at the future possibility of the connection between Hosok and Taehyung. To me, I always feel like when it comes to hobby, I always get straight up message. He's very like, he's on the point. So it's very, yes, very straightforward. I love it. So it's probably not going to be a long reading either. So we got the, hold on, it's just the page. This is the page of cups, I think. I can't believe I've had this card, this deck for like 7 years now, and it's like, I'm not sure which one it is, but I don't read the cards based on what card it is. I read on the image, so it doesn't, like, I don't really take the time to learn the name of the card anyway. So the future energy. The future energy of this is like, this card is he plays the Cupid, but he also like looks out for love for himself, because everyone else around him is like paired up with someone. So I felt like the future energy of this connection between Taehyung and Hoseok is like, they fully support each other in their own personal romantic connection. So they will be like a really solid support for each other when one of them has a love interest, or is starting a new relationship. It is gonna be a new relationship. I'm feeling, and if you watch my other readings, they both possibly starting new relationships, or like, is it? Yeah, it's kind of new, within a year or something. So they gonna be really solid support for each other in that area. Yeah, that's what I feel. See, it's really straight up message. So now we're looking at, we're taking in Hosok's point of view on this connection with Taeyong, and we'll see how does Poppy see his connection with Taeyong. Straight up. See, I love this energy. Like I love Jung Hosok. Ace of Swords. This is like totally Hosok energy as well. It's like very straightforward. He knows what he wants. So the way Hosok looks at his connection with Taeyong is like he knows that he wants to make it work. He knows that he knows from the start that this connection is gonna grow into something beautiful. Like he saw the potentials to get really close between them. He saw the potential in Taeyong as well. Like it's like he saw these swords in the dark, like how do you call it, like piercing into the snow on the ground, like in a completely dark environment. Like nobody would have seen it, but he saw it glowing. He saw the potentials and the precious possibilities that lies within this sword. So that's how Hosok sees his relationship with Taeyong. Like he knows that it's gonna grow into something really beautiful, and he knows that he's gonna have to put effort into growing it and sharpening these swords to make it more valuable and make it more eye-catching. Yeah, so definitely he knew it, and he worked for it. Yeah, I think he knew that he had to be the one, kind of like he had to be the one who was more proactive in this connection, but that's not very necessary, because I feel like this is a very equal connection as well. So Taeyong would do the same amount of work in maintaining and growing this relationship. So it's not just one man's job. So now we're looking at Hosok's role in this connection with Taeyong. So we've got the Two of Pentacles. So maintaining, putting in the effort, but all the while being very comfortable, being very skillful. So he knows what he was doing. He knows what is good and what's bad. He knows how to control the situation, and he knows how to grow it, or he knows how to make it work. It was like just very comfortable for him in this connection, and also he puts in the equal amount of effort as Taeyong does. Yeah, and he's definitely like very, very pleased with what he has done to nurture this relationship, to build this relationship up to this point. Yeah, see, like really, really straight up messages and energy. I love this. This is probably gonna be like the shortish readings that I've done in this series. So now we're looking at how Hosok sees Taeyong in their connection. Whoops, no, that's way too many cards. Three of Pentacles, see? Ugh. Three of Pentacles. We've got one is the Two of Pentacles and the other person is Three of Pentacles. So they both put in a lot of work. It's almost like you can put these cards together and they makes the continuous picture. I don't know if you can see it, but yes, they are meant to be put together and like they makes a panorama picture out of all the cards, which that is what I love about this deck. But it looks like Taeyong is building the walls for Hoseok to sit on, right? I already said this. They put in an equal amount of work, and they know it, and they really appreciate the efforts that each other put into building this relationship, into making it solid and comfortable and make it it is their choice to build it and to make it this stable and this solid, and they worked hard for it. It took them a lot of time to be able to get into this stage, so they really appreciate that. They appreciate the work that they've done. They appreciate each other, and I feel like they're really grateful for this relationship as well. So now we're getting on to Taeyong's perspective. So how does Taeyong see his connection with Hoseok? Nice. Oh, this is nice. See? There is a reason why I thought this was the world. I said that this was the world, but it's not. So now what we get the world now. And then we've got the Sun of Swords. It's like totally beautiful energy. It's just the same vibe. So how does Taeyong look at his relationship with Hoseok? He totally treasure it. The world is like the end of the major arcana, the end of the journey that the major arcana has to go through. Its completion is accomplishment is something that you earn, and it feels like a blessing. It's like this feeling of being whole and being completed. So definitely this connection with Hoseok is something that it plays a major role in building Taeyong's own personality and identity. It helped Taeyong a lot on his journey of finding himself, building himself. Something he'd really treasure, and yes, it is something that he put in a lot of work. It is like the accomplishment, the prize at the end of a really long and probably challenging period. So yeah, so it's like Taeyong knew what he needed to do to build his relationship with Hoseok, and he did exactly what he needed to do. It is a long and probably challenging process, but it's not up. There's no up and down. There's no doubt in all of this doing, and he just kind of charged for it, and there's no stopping and wandering along the way. They just went all out, or they tried their best to build this connection between them, and they did that. So yeah, it is something that he earned. The world is something that he has earned, and he knew that. He appreciated, he treasured it. He was very grateful for it as well. He's probably very proud of himself to be able to build this stable and trustworthy connection with someone like Hoseok. So now we're looking at Taeyong's role in this connection with Hoseok. So we've got the Hermit, and then we've got Five of Cups. So I feel like with the Five of Cups, like immediately what I heard is like during the course of the time, like during the time that they've known each other, Taeyong went through something, some kind of loss, some kind of grief, and what it is like completely shattered him. It saddened him so much, and he was like really, really devastated about it. Yeah, I think that would be like, I think it possibly be the loss of his grandparents, and I think this came up in some of his reading as well. So this connection with Hosok is something like significant in helping him to get through that period of grieving. It is significant for him to grow personally, individually, also like the Hermit. So I feel like despite of this Five of Cups stage, he was still like the one who would light the light, and I feel like they both do the same because it's like a very equal exchange of energy between them. So like the Hermit card tells me it's kind of like Taeyong wouldn't let this grief drag him down or like completely destroyed him. He kind of like he slowly like fought his way through it, like, very briefly and very like very patient is where he was patient with himself, and while he was doing that, his spirits or his energy kind of like pays pays how do you call it, like while he was fighting himself through this period of grief, right? The positive energy and like the high vibration of his frequency, um it gets back into his connection with Hosok, and it gives Hosok a lot of hope, and it gives him kind of like it lightens him up, and it gives him sort of like a direction. So while Taeyong was building himself and picking himself up, he also teaches Hosok how certain things are meant to be, or how certain things are done in life in certain situations. That's what I'm picking up. Yeah. So definitely like the connection also heals him, but he does that mostly on himself. And while he's doing that, he affects other people as well, other people that is really close to him, like Hosok. He teaches him a lot because they had to go through this tremendous loss and like enormous grief at a very young age, and not many people know how to deal with such a situation at like 20s, 22. So yeah, definitely like seeing Taeyong finding his way through this period definitely like affects a lot on his hyungs and also his bandmates like Jimin and Jungkook, who's like his age or younger than him. Yeah, so it was like a major shift of energy between them. So the last tarot cards we have will be, oops, that's how Taeyong sees Hosok and their connection. And we've got Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords usually talks about like self-destruction, but I don't see it like that in this way. It's like the way Taeyong sees Hosok is like someone who's very sharp and someone who acts without regret, like he would make a decision very swiftly, very quickly, even if it hurts and even if it takes a lot of courage and takes a lot of emotions to make such a decision. But Hosok would be really, really quick in making those decisions, and he probably moved on pretty fast from grief as well. and he doesn't hold a grudge against anyone. If anything doesn't serve him, he cut that off from his life completely and he just move on without it. He would not look back and regret his decisions. That's I think that's how Taeyong looks at Hosok. Yeah, so overall I feel like this is really a really powerful and precious connection between these two people, and it definitely like play a significant roles in their life, in like making up their identity and personality. It helps them grow a lot and learn a lot from each other. It's just like this really nice connection. So we're gonna get some more oracle cards to see if we can get any more details on this. But as I said, wow, wait, what? No, it's not. The way I say it's not is because I wasn't really concentrating and I got exactly the same two cards that I got yesterday reading, so I feel like I didn't suffer it through enough. So the connection between Hosok and Taeyong, nice. See, as love makes the difference. Wow, this is like it's really beautiful and powerful. I think I saw this at the end of the deck before I suffered, so maybe it might be a sign that it's gonna come out. I say love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. Wow. So as I say, it doesn't have to be a romantic love, it's just love between two people. It's unconditional and it's like very supportive, and I feel like yes, it's the same kind of love with the lovers. It's like you choose to be with this person and you choose to be the place that this person can count on, a shoulder this person can lean on. So I feel like Hosok and Taeyong, they are both like that to each other. It is not a romantic love between them, but it is like the love that is even better than romantic, like when two people just love each other like family. It's even more than family. It's almost like a soul and spiritual level. I don't know, I don't have the words to describe it, but it certainly makes the difference. It helps them to heal from past hurt, and it provides a sense of security and self-worth, like the world. Definitely like the Three of Pentacles, they put in the efforts. They knew that this is what they deserved. They deserve each other, like support and love and like trusting, and I don't know, like all the good things that come with it. They just like each other's safe place as well. Like I don't know how to describe it, because I'm not fortunate enough to like experience this kind of connection, but it's just very stable and they trust each other so much and they support each other so much, and it's very equal between them as well. Again, we've got bring love into the situations. Why do we have so much love today? But this is also not romantic love. It is love in everything that we do, and in like all the situations that we encounter in life, like the love for our job, the love for our pets, the love for our family, the love for our workmate. I don't know, the love of the people, or just our love for little things that we do every day. It's not about romantic love. It just calls out for us to acknowledge that love presents in every area of life. We can see love in almost everything that we do if we try, if we really want to see it. We don't have to find love in a particular person. It doesn't have to be only romantic. Like the most important love that we can find is the love we have for ourselves, and then from there we kind of expand that love to life and to the little things that we do, to the people that we met. It translates into like kindness and support and understandings and what is the words, like empathies. It's so much more than just romance. And I hope a lot of people see that, because sometimes we're so trapped in these ideas of you have to be in love, in a romantic relationship with someone to be able to feel happy. No, it's not like that. You will feel happy when you know that love presents in everything in life. It doesn't have to be a particular person. It doesn't have to be a relationship or a marriage. It can be anything, and it starts with yourself. Oops. No, I think we have one more card. Yes, let's do this one. Nice. Oops. So we got play. Have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. So I feel like this is also the energy we have when we have Taeyong and also Hosok around each other. They can be really like playful around each other. They can be like really loud and fun and like just laughing all the time that they are together, but they can also be very like serious when they work. But overall, like the energy around them is very tranquil, it's very serene, it's very supportive, it's very like nurturing. I love it. And also like to see this glass of like a cocktail glass. So it reminds me of that time where when Taeyong and Hosok, they went out for drinks together at a rooftop bar, and I think Taeyong posted drunk photos of Hervey's on his birthday on Twitter. Yeah, it just reminds me of that time. We also have kind of like almost like the sun energy here, and the sun energy always reminds me of Hosok. And I also wanted to say, like, when I was saying about like self-love and bring love into the situation, I think that recently Hosok and Taeyong have been talking about like how they find themselves and how they find love about themselves just recently. I think I feel like maybe Hosok has done it before, but I think if I remember correctly, then recently Taeyong said in one interview that lately he has been really into himself and he has felt love for himself more than ever. So yeah, that was the kind of energy. And then the last card we have will be just like an affirmation for this connection between Hosok and Taeyong. Nice. Oh, this is exactly what I was talking about. It said, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. What did I say about love starts within ourselves? It is what it is. And once we start to understand that, then we can expand that love into everything else in our life and make it so much better for ourselves and for the people that we care about. It all starts from us and within us. And then we've got the last one is, true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. So I feel like it's just kind of reinstate all of this journey or progress or process that they both Taeyong and Hosok went through together and independently, to be able to get to this stage of like self-love and the love for each other. yes, I think that's is, and they definitely like helped each other to heal, um, and help each other to build themselves up as well. So yeah, I think that's all that I have for the connection between Taeyong and Hosok. As I said, I got very straightforward message, and I think it's gonna be the shortest readings that I've done in this series, but it is what it is because to me Taeyong and Hosok are the most like straightforward members in BTS, and I can also like pick up their energy. Like I can only pick up what they allow me to pick up, kind of thing. Like that's always the thing with Hosok. At least with Hosok, to me, like he has very clear boundaries, protecting his energy. So we can only see what he allows us to see. So that's it. That's all that I can get from the cards. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the readings. I certainly did enjoy doing it. And if you're still sticking around up until this point, thank you so much. And yeah, if you enjoy this kind of readings, you can consider to subscribe to the channel because I do a lot of other readings and I have a lot of ideas coming up as well, which I hope that I have the time and energy to do those. But yeah, thank you again for watching this, and I'll see you in the next reading.